Hey guys, welcome to today's video where we're going to show you the differences between WhatsApp list messages and using a question note with multiple choice. Each will have its own perks, and in this video I want to make you aware of what the differences are, and you can determine for yourself in what use case you want to use each one. So if we are going to start with list messages, if we are going to take a look, I already set something up, but you can also go inside of Omni-Channel, that is, go towards add item under a text note, and then go for the others tab. And from there, you will see list messages pretty much in the middle of the options. Once you have your list message, then you will be able to put in your text. For example, choose your preferred option. And if we are going to press the button choose now, you can give your button a label, a name. I basically inserted choose now. Inside the list messages, you will also be able to provide a header and a footer, right? So that would make things a little bit more structured in what kind of menu the user will be choosing from. So for example, if we are going to say this will be technical support issues, or support options rather, there we go. And then for in the footer, you can do some kind of disclaimer, something like support will reach back to you in about 2 hours. Some kind of disclaimer or what to expect when a user presses towards support, right? Then we have the list items themselves. And inside the list items, you will be able to set up like I did. I just did so for 3 different kinds of options. I just choose option 1, and for the value, I inserted the same. You can just add an item if you like to, and if you want to provide more options, you can do so. As you can see here, when pressing the trash bin, you will be able to remove them. And the great thing about list items is that you can also add a section title. So for example, we could say something like these could be account related issues, right? And then we can drag this on top by just click and holding the left mouse button and then just basically using this arrow, as you can see, to drag anywhere we want to. So we can have certain different kinds of sections inside of one list message item. We could also go with another section and we could say platform related issues. And below that, we can then add, for example, an option 4, right? You can rename that whatever you like to. I just want to be able to keep it as simple as possible for now. So let's also insert that as a value option. At the very bottom, you can save the response of the user towards a custom field towards your own liking. I just use a temporary one called response. I press save, and now it goes towards this specific node. You chose this specific node. Now, how does this look like inside of WhatsApp? So if we're going to test this, let's go and preview this inside of WhatsApp. And first of all, let me make sure that I disabled my live chat. So let's go towards live chat. And yes, it is disabled. So let's go directly towards that specific node. There we go. Opening web browser. So I will open it from my desktop and then go with previewing this. Here you will see that we have the technical support options. So this is the header, right? And then this is choose your preferred option. So that is the text in the middle. And then at the bottom, you will see support will reach back to you in about 2 hours. And then we can say choose now. And now we have a section called account related issues with 3 different kinds of options. And we also have a section with platform related issues with 1 option. So if I'm going with the middle one, I'm going to say send. Then you will see that we have the you chose option 2. If I'm going with another one, so let's say option 4 in this case, save or send, then you will see that we get you chose option 4. So a really structured way of providing a menu, right? If we're going to take a look at the question block with multiple choice, you have something similar. So it's a little bit different because we still have choose your preferred choice, or we don't have a header or a footer like with a list message. And inside the options given, you could add a description. So for example, these are account related issues, as you can see. And then we have the answer text. So this is visible towards the user. And once they press this button, then this answer value will be saved inside the assigned custom field as we do so under this save response to. At the option 4, you will see that I have a platform related issue that I basically implemented. So if we are going with previewing this, let's go and open that inside of WhatsApp as well. Then you will see that we get a little bit of a similar menu. So choose your preferred choice. I mentioned it, option, but you will see that we don't have a header or a footer. So that is being left outside of the question block because we don't have an option to set these things, right? If we're going to go with the select, you will see that we still have the options 1, 2, 4. But now inside of the description of each individual option, we were able to manage to display the topic of this specific option. So account related issues 3 times. And then we have option 4 with platform related issues. So if I'm going to say I'm going with option 1, then you will see that you will get the exact same, right? The difference here between a list message and a question block is the fact that you can only press it once. So if I go back and I'm wanting to go with option 4, for example, I will not get a response because all of these options are expiring at the moment the user already chose the first time. So if I choose option 1 the first time, all the other options will be basically expired, including option 1. So if I go with option 1 right now, it will also not trigger anything because a question block is designed to only showcase the options one time. Upon choosing, all the options disappear, right? And we just continue down the flow. Whereas with list messages, we will be able to basically provide static data, static options where the user can choose from every single time. So if I say I want to go with option 3, then I will get a reply, you chose option 3, as you can see. So that is one of the big differences, along with question blocks not being able to have headers and footers or section titles. Another difference between question blocks with multiple choice and list messages is with a list message, you are not able to directly map the specific choice the user made, like with a question block. As you can see, we can basically redirect the user on each individual option they choose. So to achieve the same with a list message, you will need to go with a condition block. Inside this condition block, you will use the custom field that you assigned inside the list message. So if we take a look all the way at the bottom, you will see that we have a response custom field. Then you will need to go with a condition, right? And that condition will check that response custom field. So let's go with response. Let's see where it is. And if we say this is option 1, then we have one thing to map, just like with a question block with multiple choice. So if we want to provide that for all the options, we just need to go with add a condition group. Inside the condition group, we're going to basically replicate the previous one. So response, and then is option 2. And we will do the same for the other 2. So let's go with response again. There we go. And we will say option 3. And the last one will be response, option 4. There we go. And now you have the same kind of mapping that you can do and basically redirect towards the next step, like with a question block with multiple choice type. So this is let me just get rid of this one. So this is a really big difference between a list message and a question block with multiple choice, where you can basically directly map towards the next step inside of your flow. Whereas with a list message, you will need to use a condition block to determine where to send the user to. Of course, if you're just capturing the user details and want to provide it towards the next section, then you can do so as well. But if you want to have different directions inside the flow based on the response of the user, then you will need to implement a condition block to check it, right? So I hope that is clear. So basically, these are the differences that we wanted to point out between list messages inside of WhatsApp and question blocks with a multiple choice type. Each one will have its own use case, where one might want to provide a static menu where the user can choose from every single time, up till the point where you just want to provide a menu a single time, the user presses, and all the other options basically expire, right? So for a funnel-wise, that might be a much better direction, and because otherwise it will override the segmentation questions, for example, and the segmentation values that you would set. For support-related questions, this might be a better option if you provide it inside of a list message, where the user can basically go through a sort of FAQ inside the chatbot that way, right? So again, if you have any questions, do let us know, and we'll try to help you out as soon as possible. For now, have a great day, take care, and talk soon.